Hello, and welcome to episode 30 of the Player 3 podcast. I'm your host, Luke Croft, and alongside me we have the always visually stunning Larry Hunt.
Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
With a lisp.
And on my other side here we have Benjamin D. Hankins. The D stands for Dad. Luke, I am your father.
What?
That's the only Star Wars reference I know.
Why would you put that voodoo on me, man?
Are you a dad now?
No, I don't want to have kids right now.
You go back and forth on this all the time. Sometimes you're like, I wouldn't mind having a little...
Well, I mean, if it happens, it happens. I just don't want it to happen.
I wouldn't mind having a little kid getting on some food stamp action and just not naming my child.
Not naming my child?
How cool would that be?
To not have a name?
If your kid didn't have a name, he was just unknown.
I'm going to name him somebody who's really, like his whole name's going to be somebody who's really famous. That way, people are like, hey, I know blah, 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 blah.
I'm going to name my kid Dr. Lucas Croft. Living vicariously through him. Paging Dr. Lucas Croft. And he really just has an appointment, but he goes and he botches someone's appendix surgery.
Paging Dr. Lucas. What if he gets his PhD there?
It's not
Paging Dr. Lucas.
Yeah, he'd be Dr. Lucas Croft, MD.
Appendices aren't
And I will be no prouder of him than I was to begin with.
Doctor.
We are the Player 3 podcast. We get together every Monday. I'm in a weird mood
Hey,
today.
just a heads up. I'm going to insert as many Star Wars references into this podcast as I can.
Cool.
But I'll do it without disrupting things.
That's fine.
I'll do it
While
while
You just disrupted me doing the intro, so it's not a good start.
Hey, also, I brought everyone a lightsaber.
Really?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Just for today. You don't get to keep
Gosh.
It's
Can I buy it from you?
it. No.
Wait, do you have a blue one?
Yeah.
Can I have a blue one?
Oh, Luke's the Sith. Okay, look.
Where'd you get all these
Here's my
lightsabers?
blue lightsaber held together by duct tape. I got this lightsaber in the 2nd grade. This lightsaber. How old would I be in the 2nd grade?
Well, normal people are you.
Normal people.
Normal people are 8
I'll be very
in
careful.
the 2nd grade. You were probably 14 or 15.
So this lightsaber is 18 years old. It is old enough to purchase tobacco and what else can you do at 18?
Porn?
That's
That's true. All right. He's not lying.
Can you open it? How do you open it?
hold down
the
the button
bright
and
red
flick
button. Ben, did you never have a toy lightsaber as a child?
No, I never did.
What in the world?
Well, his dad couldn't walk, so he's got that going against him.
But
All right, we are the Player 3 podcast. We get together every Monday to talk about our favorite thing in the universe, Star Wars. I've never even watched
You're
Star
already
Wars.
on that joke.
I got you, man. No, we talk about...
I'm about to take the lightsaber back.
Okay. But we get together every Monday, talk about video games, and push this out on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher. If you can watch us live over at twitch.tv/player3podcast or watch the video with the After Party Lounge on youtube.com/player3podcast. Is that all? Are we out of here? Is that the show?
That's
That's
the
it.
show.
All right. We're going to get this week started like we get every week started with the releases of the week.
Releases of the week. Clap.
All right. Releasing on both consoles this week, we have Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. This is the standalone DLC campaign for Wolfenstein: The New Order. I believe this takes place
A long time ago.
before the events of Wolfenstein of the New Order. Don't hold me to that,
Okay.
'cause I don't know for sure. Anyway, and then we have Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition releasing. And let me just mention what that includes. It's going to include all the DLC, including the runes and the costumes or skins, I'm sorry. And what else? It's going to have the Lord of the Hunt story mission, the Bright Lord story mission, all the Warband missions, and the challenge modes. So, which is a game highly deserving of a Game of the Year edition. It was probably the best game of last year, which is why it won Game of the Year.
You thoroughly enjoyed that game, did you not?
Yes, I did. Seth enjoyed it even more. So I just thought it had really creative mechanics in it, as far as like the wraith system and just being able to intimidate and use people's personalities against them. I thought that was really cool how it was randomly generated.
Yeah.
So
Sort of a mind trick, if you will.
Yes. And then releasing on PS4, and I should have had the drop open. I don't have enough hands for my coffee and my lightsaber and my
Got you.
laptop.
Just set your lightsaber down.
I can't. The Force will not allow me. All right. So releasing on PS4 this week, here's what we got. We have Air Mech Arena. Air Mech Arena is a highly competitive, fast-paced, real-time strategy game where players use versatile air mechs to amass combat forces and destroy enemy fortresses. In the future, the last survivors of the Great War continue their fight alongside the ultimate war machine, the Air Mech, available 1 week early for PlayStation Plus subscribers. So if you didn't get it from the 17 times it was used in that description, there are air mechs in this game.
What?
Yeah, you would have never been able to guess. Then we have Arcade Archive City Connections. City Connections is an old-school action game that was released by Jaleco in 1985 as Clarice outrun the police as you attempt to see all the sights and roads of the world. Oh, man, my throat's killing me. Then we have Cosmophony. Cosmophony is a musical shooter designed for demanding gamers seeking an original and intense gaming experience. You must control the heart of a fallen goddess within a dying universe in order to fulfill her destiny. Your goal is to progress through a series of levels designed to be played to an exhilarating 100% drum and bass soundtrack. And then we have Ether 1. This is going to be one of the PlayStation Plus titles. Ether 1 is a first-person adventure that deals with the fragility of the human mind. There are two paths in the world that you can choose from. At its core is a story exploration path free from puzzles where you can unfold the story at your own pace.
I get it. So you can choose either one.
Ooh, a Choose Your Own Adventure R.L. Stein book.
Those were great.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the werewolf one.
I don't remember specifics. I do remember I enjoyed them though. So that is everything that is releasing on PS4, and we have nothing releasing exclusively on Xbox One this week. Let me mention the PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection was. Oh, I did that. Oh, that was gross. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to gross you guys out. All right. The PlayStation Plus Instant Collection is actually going to feature 5 PS4 titles this month. I had the number wrong when I was talking to you about it earlier. I apologize.
That's still a lot.
It is still a lot, and I can tell you what those are. It's going to be Ether 1, Hohokum. Here, let me just go down to the bottom. My computer's being so slow right now. You destroyed everything. Guacamelee, The Unfinished Swan, and that's all. And Race the Sun. So
Race the sun.
those should be available starting tomorrow if you're watching the live stream, and on Tuesday if you're listening to this any other time. So check those out. And then the games with gold, they're going to keep the pool game on there, and then I think it's some sort of tower defense game. Dang it! You remember what it is?
What was it?
It's a pool game, and then. Hold on. I'll let you know. I apologize. I'm highly unprepared, and I am going to set this down.
Because I destroyed his computer.
Yeah. But it's okay. The lineup for games with gold is a little bit weaker, and by that I mean it's quite a bit weaker. This whole podcast is dying today.
We need Seth.
Castle Storm, Definitive Edition, and then Pool Nation FX. Those are going to be your 2 Xbox One games with gold for the month of May.
Mafia 2.
Yeah. But that's for 360. All right, so that is your releases of the week.
Releases of the week. Clap, clap.
We had a very tough time through that, guys.
It's
pick
hard.
it up.
It's a hard day.
Picking it up.
We're going to pick it up because we're going to move into our news segment.
News with the podcast, guys.
By the way, if anyone's wondering where Seth is, where is Seth?
He's dead.
He died.
He's in Ultron right now.
So is Ultron a place or a person? I don't know anything about Avengers.
Person.
Nice. Okay.
He's a cyborg or something.
A robot.
A ribbit? A frog? He's a frog? A robotic frog? All right. IGN announced that their IGN First, the game that they cover for the whole entire month and deliver information about, like exclusive information about, is going to be Rock Band 4, and they announced quite a few different features to this thing. Ben, you want to run us through some of these new features?
Sure, I can do that.
All right.
I think the coolest thing is just what I'm so excited about this game for is the platform style, that they're trying to make it like something that lasts. That's just the coolest thing to me, and that's not really anything they ran through for the new features, but just a small little thing, a small couple things. Their whole view for this new Rock Band is for them to not so much be tied down by the we have this to do, you have to do what we set you out to do. It's kind of like make your own adventure kind of thing. Not entirely, but it's made to make you feel like you're the one contributing to the music, or you're the one making the music, kind of like you would be in a real band. So it gives you that band experience more so without the hit of not having musical background experience. But a couple new things they're going to add. They're going to add a drummer count-in thing where like the drummer will like count on one of the pads. I don't know if you can do it with sticks, if they're going to have a mic or something in it. I didn't see anything in the article about that.
Yeah, it'll probably be like a pad. You know how you count in like on the rim sometimes?
Yeah.
Ben's a drummer.
Yeah, Ben is a drummer.
I'm a drummer.
They did say on the pad.
Well, let's go back for a minute, because they did mention like the whole mantra behind their design of this game was color outside the lines. Like that was the quote they kept coming back to, and so often in any of these musical instrument games, whether it's Rock Band or Guitar Hero, like you're tied to what is appearing on the screen, and you don't have the freedom like many live musicians have to kind of improvise in the middle of it. And I didn't think about it really until I was reading this article, but these games did a much better job of kind of replicating a studio experience where you're trying to hammer exactly what you want in the perfect way. Like when Diz and I were in college recording music together, Diz was the guy who would take like 45 takes to get his part recorded, and as soon as he hears me talking about this, he's going to look up and laugh probably. And that's kind of what Guitar Hero and Rock Band were before. You were trying to get it exactly right, exactly perfect. But when we play things live, there's a little more room to be creative, because you want to give people that unique experience of he did look up. He didn't laugh though. But you want to give people that unique experience that, like, man, I wouldn't have heard that version of that song unless I'd have come to this show. And so coloring outside the lines, you're not going to be as bound. Obviously, your accuracy is still going to be needed for the majority of the song, but it's going to give you opportunities to improvise. So
well, I don't know if they're going to do this with guitar. I don't know if there's really a way to do it with guitar, but the whole drum thing that they added with the new fills and stuff kind of speaks to that. Like they're going to do a fill pool that you can pull from depending on what genre of song that you're playing. You'll have fills that come in, and if you remember, like from the old rock bands, they had little sections where all the whole little track thing would light up, and you could hit pads and make up your own little beat in that section, and that's kind of how you activated your star power. But with this, like, it's going to be pre-recorded fills that fit the time a little better. So if you don't know a lot about time within drumming, it won't sound terrible, but it won't be the same fill every time you play through it. It'll be different fills that make you feel like you're being creative within the show, or having like a different playthrough of the song instead of the studio version, like you said.
Well, and it kind of go ahead.
And at first, like, I thought that actually, I was like, well, that's actually less freedom, because before you could hit whatever you wanted, but I guess the point they made was that there were a lot of people who didn't know what to do, so they just kind of spazzed out at that part. And so I guess this is really just a more elegant play style for a more civilized age. It's not as random and clumsy as the open-ended one from before. And
that's one thing they pointed out too, was people that didn't have, like, I could try to beat out even for me it was kind of difficult to make a beat that was in time with what was happening on the screen, but I have background in playing an actual drum set, so I can pick out a little bit of something. But for the Joe Schmo that wants to just play the drums on this game and doesn't have any kind of musical background, it provides more freedom, but it doesn't provide too much freedom to where they just have no, like you pointed out, they have no idea what to do within that section. But they have a predetermined fill set that they can try to do that sounds good with the song, but doesn't lock them into one set thing every time they play through the song. It'd be a different thing.
Well, and
So-
it goes back to that mantra you always tell people, like when they're talking about how hard it is to play drums. You're like, it's all about just ending up back on one.
Yeah.
And those fills are going to allow you to do something within the space, within the rhythm of it that makes sense to the song, while still giving you the feeling like you're being a really awesome drummer.
Yeah.
For me, I don't really enjoy playing the instruments of these games, but I do like to sing into them. And they are adding some stuff in for on the vocal side of things. One of the things they're bringing back from, I believe, it was the Beatles rock band.
I think that's what they said, yeah.
Is the harmonies. So harmonies will be back. But then they're also going to allow free-form vocal areas. So the game will be able to identify what key the song is in. And as long as you're singing in tune to the key of the song, you will be able to generate your own runs or creatively sing lines of the music, and you'll get multiplier points added to your stuff. And it's actually cool. There's going to be one meter that runs clockwise that's going to tell you if you're hitting the notes in a traditional way, but then you have an improvisation meter that's going to roll counterclockwise in your stuff, and you're going to get more points if you can like freeform the vocals and do runs and all those sorts of things.
Which that sounds really cool because there's, I know in like we went and played at Diz's house several weeks ago, and there you seem kind of locked in with how the song goes. Like you can't really you know the song and you know how to sing it, but you don't sing it exactly like it's recorded, so you're doing bad with it. But this seems like even if you know the song well and you can sing in that key, it's going to help you do better at the song. And one thing they said in the article from IGN, which I thought was kind of cool, is they want this to be the greatest karaoke.
Yeah, I was going to bring that
thing,
up.
And that seems really cool to me. Like that they want that. They want that experience within like the full band instrument experience. They want the vocals to be just as in depth and awesome as the rest of the instruments have come to be. So that's always cool, and especially for guys like you said, you don't really enjoy playing the instruments side of it, but you like the singing part of it. That makes everybody feel like their part that they're doing is that much more awesome. Like you don't get stuck with a bad role in the band.
Yeah.
You know? So. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the singing was always a little stale because you were just watching the lines and making sure that you were on them, and so this is going to add a little more freedom, and that's what this is about. That's what playing live music is about.
Right.
It's about kind of the ability to be extemporaneous and the ability to.
Big word.
You like that?
Mm-hmm, I do.
You like that?
I do like that. I don't know what it means. That's cool.
But the ability to make the song your own, which is what live music is about. It's what covers are about. It's what playing shows is about. So, yeah. One of the other things they mentioned in here, and I want to get you guys' thoughts because we're going to do a little wild speculation. Wild speculation. Nice. He leaned away from the mic. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for not deafening our audience.
Last week, I leaned away from the mic, and you ridiculed me for
Well,
it.
I didn't look at you. You're on my left-hand side. I can't see out of my left eye.
You
I'm
also,
blind
like-
in one eye.
I'm handicapped on this side of my face, much like Ben's
My
dad
eyes like
on
dad's,
this half of his body.
Ben's dad's legs. Ooh.
All right,
you, Dad.
let's see. They mentioned that the campaign is going to have an RPG structure, and this is from Ali Thresher. This is a Rock Band 4 designer. He says, quote, "We're just working really hard at making everything feel like you are living this story, feeling what it's like to be a musician, playing gigs, playing shows. We want you to step up to the mic and interact with them, tell jokes, have them respond to your jokes. You know, everything about all that, all the stuff that all of us might have experienced and want to share it with the people playing the game," end quote. And McCaffrey, who is the author of this article at IGN, talks about how this campaign is going to have more of an RPG feel, but they didn't reveal any of the details about that, which is perfect for us because we don't like talking about things that are factual anyway.
We like talking about fake stuff.
We like making it up.
Always in motion, the future is.
You vote me, Philadelphia. Yes, good. So a little wild speculation. Speculation. We already did it.
Yeah, well, now I did it.
We have. What do you guys think this campaign for Rock Band is going to look like? How are they going to emulate the Rock Band experience? You were a rock musician.
Well, if your character gets too addicted to coke, his performance starts to suffer.
It would be really awesome if you actually had to audition for your spot.
Yeah.
You've never had to audition. They've always been like, "This guy's awesome. He's gonna play every show with us forever from now on."
And then if you don't make the band, then you just go home and drink yourself into a deep, dark depression
Right,
and become
that's
a
a
great
separate game.
lyricist.
The funny thing is, like, what if there's a hidden game within the game, and if you don't make the band, it's a completely different game. It's like GTA. You're just so angry that you just go shooting random civilians.
What if like you're trying to maintain a relationship with somebody back home, and the longer you maintain the relationship before it collapses under the inevitable stress of constantly being on the road, the more likely you are to unlock more power ballads?
That would be cool.
For the taking.
It would be cool
It's
if you're.
all for the fight.
You know how you play like a billion different genres in these games?
Uh-huh.
It'd be cool if like the campaign, the RPG side of it was set around the genre of music you like to play. You know?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
And like, cause I'm never gonna play country music. So whenever a country song comes up on, if it ever comes up on one of those games, I'm just like, oh gosh. this
Not
is
even
terrible.
T-Swizzle?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
What if the whole game is about trying to play a big game of lawyer tag for not getting sued for making all of this money off of cover songs?
That's true.
It's like, I don't own the rights to any of this, but you're paying to come to my shows.
Will they have like a Def Leppard mode where you have to play the drums with one arm?
That'd be good.
Be kind of cool. How about a Neil Peart mode where you had to buy like 30
12.
different pads to
Yeah.
hook up to your rock band drum set?
Yeah, I hope it comes with some Connor Beaufort gloves,
That'd be cool.
some golf gloves.
Maybe
That'd
there'll
be
be bonus hotel levels where you just have to destroy as much stuff as you can
That would be cool
to gain
too.
reputation.
I don't understand how the RPG side is going to work, kind of though, because when I think about RPG, I think about leveling, and I think about like loot, and I think about player progress, and I don't know how that works in a music simulator.
Maybe the more your skill set goes up, the more chances you're going to have to improvise during the song and make the song your own. Like you gotta gain trust within your band. Like in the very beginning, it's just, hey, play the song like it's written. Play the song like it's supposed to be. And then the more you develop, the more you're allowed to improvise in the songs.
And then eventually you're just crowd surfing, and they kick you out of the band, and then you write a song about how you can't pay the rent, and
you end
how
up
can they
having
kick you out of the band?
You end up having a substitute teach at a school, and the school has some really awesome musicians, and you see it as a chance to get back at the band that kicked you out.
Yeah. They think they can kick me out of the band.
And then, Katie, you come in with the bass. Bum 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 be-doo-dum, be-doo-dum, ba-dum, bum 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 be-doo-dum, bop.
Isn't there like a
Great
guitar
movie.
solo there?
That is such a good movie. It's one of my favorite Jack Black movies, and that's because I don't know if Saving Silverman can be considered a Jack Black
Whose
film.
whose logo is this?
My favorite is
Ben Hankins is a
Orange
noob.
County.
Well, Ben has officially reached.
Somebody made a Twitch
it say?
name after me.
He's officially reached celebrity status. Ben Hankins is a noob,
Well, I mean, it's not
and
wrong.
he knows that this is the Biscuits. So, who knows who this is? This is crazy.
This is the Biscuits.
My hat, the Montgomery Biscuits. You see this? It's a logo. That's a biscuit with a pat of butter as his tongue. I don't know where the eyeballs came from. I'd return that biscuit if that.
This
got
is
served
good.
Can we make that a
Good.
saying? Like when something's really good, this is the Biscuits.
to me. Man, this is the Biscuits.
Yeah, but
All
that's
right,
gonna
make
I
it
don't-
happen.
So that's cool. I like that. I like trying to touch the
Just
brim of
gonna,
your hat.
just
with
gonna
it.
gouge your eye out here.
Okay, yeah. So I think that would be an interesting way to implement it, the RPG element. Also, maybe you can earn sponsorships and get different guitars.
Oh yeah, or drum sets.
And you get your party changes, so you get groupies and roadies. I can't remember what's the difference.
Groupies are the ones that you sleep with, and roadies are the ones that sleep with your equipment.
Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, they keep up with your equipment and stuff.
I'm befuddled at who this person is.
Oh, maybe if you build your reputation up to a certain point, like you attract like really special people to your
Don
band.
Trail.
Like Slash joins your band, or Freddie Mercury resurrects and joins your band.
Who is this person?
Okay, stop worrying about it. We're podcasting right now. And Dontrell is Dontrell Willis, and he used to wear his hat like a retard.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Anyway.
Hit that follow button, Ben Hankins.
I was going to say the same thing. I think they did. Oh, no, they didn't. Anyway, so, yeah, Rock Band 4's coming out. It's going to be pretty awesome, I think. I'm more excited about Rock Band than I am about Guitar Hero because I feel like you're going to spend all the money on getting all this stuff, and then I can come play it.
Yes, I am going to buy all of it.
Word.
Very much so.
Oh, Ben Hankins is a noob, gave us a follow. Thanks.
Sweet.
All right, next item on the list, Banjo-Kazooie spiritual successor, Yooka Laylee, which is going to be made by people that used to work for Rare. They're now working for a studio called Platonic Games. They launched their Kickstarter, I think it was Friday, and they met their goal of $250,000 within the first half hour. And now, with like 40-some days left, they have already raised over $2 million for this Kickstarter project. So I imagine they're going to just release an entirely new console.
They should.
Because they've got like, let me go look. I think it's 44 days or something like that's left on this Kickstarter campaign. Did you guys get a chance to look at it? What did you guys think of it?
Yeah, I mean,
first off, I was real impressed with how quickly they raised that much money. I mean, most people are like, "We'll get your credits. We just need more time." But these guys like nailed it.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is because they have reached their stretch goals, I think if they got to $1 million, they promised that they would simultaneous release across all platforms. So getting a day one release for this game is going to be the Xbox One, PS4, the Wii U, which is insane, PC, Mac, and Linux. So everyone's getting it.
And Linux.
Everyone's
That's
getting
impressive.
it. If you live on this earth, you will have something that can play this game. I guarantee it.
A rock.
Will,
I'm in a third world country in a hut.
possibly. It could. No one knows.
They send you chalk and how to draw the characters.
Go ahead, Ben. You were.
I wonder what the chameleon dude guy can do.
He can like roll, and he's in charge. He's the guy that gets you from point A to point B.
And then the other guy can fly you places.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's other abilities
It
that
seems
you can
neat.
unlock.
Which one's Yooka and which one's Laylee?
I think Yooka is the chameleon, and Laylee is the bat.
Wonder if you can be like stealth mode and you can turn the bat stealthy.
Oh, like you change colors and you can hide from your enemies, even
Yeah.
though you can only really change colors when your mood changes if you're an actual chameleon.
Yeah, but this is fake chameleon though. This
What
is
it-
like who's the Gex? Yeah, it's like Gex.
You probably have to eat the bat first so that you can't see the bat.
That is
Well, I mean, you change the bat to the colors with you. It's
Nope, you got
color change by association.
yes.
Yeah.
I want to springboard off this. First of all, I'll give my thoughts on it. I'm not really big into 3D platformers, and so this game may be cool, and I'll probably check it out when it comes out, but it doesn't get me going like some games would. But I think it's cool. It's cool, first of all, for fans of the Banjo-Kazooie franchise who were hoping for a sequel to that game, and I think this is the next best thing. And then I also think it's really cool for Platonic Games to see that, like, man, there are people who really care about what we're doing and want to see it take off. Let me ask you guys this. How do you feel about Kickstarter projects, about video games being developed through the vessel of Kickstarter?
I personally like it, especially when they do stuff like what they're doing now. When you donate, you get certain things for donating. It's kind of like you look at the game that you look like you're going to be interested in, and they have enough content to see what game you'd like. And if you're going to buy the game anyways, you might as well put in money to help them develop it. And it looks like here to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but depending on what you donate, you get a copy of the game.
You get the chance of getting a copy of the game.
Oh, is it a chance?
It's not. I mean, there's always a risk that this game doesn't happen.
Right. Okay. Well, but if it happens, you get the copy of the game.
Right. And if it doesn't happen, you get jack squat, except you're out that money.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah.
But for me, I mean, it's worth taking a risk if it's something that you're really going to be interested in, and you really feel like hey, this is seems like a cool idea, something you'd like to see happen. Now you get there's the upset factor if it doesn't happen, but I'm all for investing in people who are trying to do things that you agree with or things that you would like to see happen.
Right. Larry?
I keep bouncing back and forth on it, and I'm going to steal your thoughts. Are you sure you want me to talk first?
No, that's fine. I'll say them again, but like I wasn't listening when you said them.
Oh, okay. So it's a great platform for allowing people who normally don't have access to resources to get access to resources to develop things. But it does kind of stink to see like people who have access to resources capitalizing on it. It just doesn't seem very fair. But then I also bounce back and I'm like, well, it's a low risk thing for them. They don't stand to really lose much if they do it this way. But then maybe that's selfish. I don't know what I think.
I am against people who have an established footing in the games industry using Kickstarter as a platform to launch a game. These guys work for Rare, were the creative minds behind an incredibly successful series in the Xbox universe. And I think Kickstarter... See, I'm against pre-ordering games now. And I think kickstarting a game in the hopes of receiving it when the project is done is like pre-ordering to the nth degree. Because you're not guaranteed at all. It's not that you're just not guaranteed a good game, but you're not guaranteed a game at all if you give money to these things. And so many people enter into Kickstarter without the knowledge that you are not buying a product. You are not buying a service. You are paying people to bring a product or a service to market, and you may be rewarded by receiving that product or service upon its release. But if it doesn't happen, you can't get that money back because you weren't giving it to the finished product. You were giving it to the process. And we've seen in recent months projects go completely quiet, go completely dark, just fall off the face of the earth, and leave people wondering, like, when is this going to happen? And now here Platonic Games is with $2 million. And yeah, these may be awesome dudes who are going to work their fingers to the bone to make sure this is going to happen. And I don't doubt that one bit. But there's always that even small chance that something goes terribly wrong with this thing. And now they've got $2 million that, just flushed away. Doesn't matter. And I think it is a disservice to the consumer to ask them to front that money when they have connections with corporations and companies and publishers and developers who can take that risk themselves. And then they have the accountability of bringing it to market because there are other people's businesses depending on that product coming to market. And like you said, it's a low risk way of getting $2 million because if it doesn't happen, it's like, well, that's just the nature of Kickstarter. And they're going to have those people that defend it in that way. So we've got on the fence, we've got you're cool with it, and you've got me who's like, I'd rather not see it happen. Now for like indie studios that don't have connections, it's just, guys who have a dream and an idea. Kickstarter, I think is totally fine, but those aren't the projects that are going to rake in $2 million.
Yeah.
You looked like you were about to say something.
Oh, I was just and I'm not entirely okay in every situation. But I don't know. It's just for me. It's subjective. Like I agree with your point. But to me, if it's something that I'm interested in, I don't mind investing in something, even if it's not a chance of it. Even if it doesn't happen. Not the chance that it's not gonna. If there's not a chance it's gonna happen, but I don't mind investing in a project that I would like to see happen, even if it doesn't happen. I don't mind giving a little bit of faith into that. That's my whole thing with it. But, yeah. But it's just subjective. So it's not like... Yeah.
All right, next item on the list. Sony is set to unveil a new online gaming concept May 13th. This is according to an article from NeoGAF. And this was going to be a wild speculation because we weren't positive what this is going to be. But they released this image, I think it was in Italy, and... It says, "Are you ready to accept the challenge?" May 13th. But then it came out that it is probably going to be this esports thing that they have launching in Spain. That it's probably going to go global, where it'll introduce worldwide leaderboards for different games. You'll be able to compete for spots in tournaments, and then go compete for cash and prizes and those sorts of things. So it's kind of cool, but it got my brain kind of thinking. Because a lot of people heard this and immediately were like, well, they're going to overhaul PSN. They're gonna give us a completely different experience on PlayStation Network, and obviously people put the cart before the horse a lot in those situations. But on your respective console, you're on Xbox, you and I are on both. What would you like to see done to the online experience of your game that would make you be like, man, that's a really, really cool feature? And I just sprung this on you. This wasn't, and I'm going to spring some other stuff on you as well.
I really hate you.
I'm sorry.
I hate you.
Okay. Hurt my feelings a lot. Hurt them plenty.
So what would we like to see that would just vastly improve?
Vastly improve, or just get you to stop and be like, man, that's a really cool feature that they added in there. And the thing is I came up with a question, and how I'm trying to think of something.
I know what I would want.
Okay, go for it.
I would want friend notifications.
It would be a complete overhaul of the PlayStation
If they could just
Network.
tell me when my friends get online.
Yeah, that's
Soon.
very true.
Greatness awaits.
They had this back in the day, I think, where, let's say me and you are Netflix subscribers and we wanted to watch a movie, we could hop in a party and watch that movie together.
Yeah, that was awesome. And you had a little character in a theater. That was
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think that would be cool to bring back, and we could have just horror movie whenever.
Yeah.
And I'd be even more scared because I'm home alone.
I'd
I'm
like
trying
to
to think of. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'd like to see Xbox Live's reputation feature actually function. And they talked when the one was coming out like it was going to matter now, but it doesn't still. Like that. If you are a horrible human being, you should be marked as a horrible human being and suffer for it. You have to play with other horrible human beings.
Mm-hmm. Like Titanfall, when they were like, hey, we're going to just put all the cheaters with the other cheaters.
Yeah. So if you want to be a jerk to everybody, that's cool. Here's a whole cesspool full of you. Like there's never been a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than this alternate playlist.
Who was it that? What game tried to do that recently?
Oh, there was another game that tried to do it, and I can't remember what it was.
Because if you like, they were okay if you modded it and stuff, but if you try to mod, then they put you in a.
Yeah, your account was like lifetime linked to other modded people. I can't remember what it was though.
Gosh, I wish I knew.
But you were going to say something.
I can't remember what I've been trying to keep. I've been going back and playing my Xbox 360 a lot, and I've been trying to look at different differences between the one and the 360. There's not a ton that it's different that I want to have back from the 360. Like I look at the one and I'm like, and this is an online feature, but the being on a dashboard without losing your game, like, that's real awesome. And
Mm-hmm.
you forget that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But I mean there are friends list stuff that I feel are a lot more clunky on Xbox One than were on 360, and I don't know if it's just a learning curve thing or if it is more clunky just in general. Like I feel like it takes me so much longer to make a party than it did on my 360. It just feels so many more steps. So if that could be like, I don't know, seamed up in some way or fixed in some way. Like I know on the PlayStation, I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you're in a party and I go to your profile, I can click from your profile join their party. Like it's a little button that you can go down and you're in this party, I can join it. And that would be cool if Xbox had something like that. Or it just felt like I didn't have to go through 8,000 different pages to get a party or a game invite sent out, you know?
This may have been something. I think the 360 might have had this, where you could kind of identify what play style you like, whether you're like a casual or a hardcore, and then it would pair you with people, or it said it would try to pair you with people of similar things. I think that would be cool as well.
Yeah.
Especially for me, like in sports games, if they were like game-based things where I could go in and I'm playing Madden and I'm a sim kind of player, it's going to put me with other players that are sim kind of players, and it doesn't put me with the guy who just cheeses fullback dive the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see clans brought to bear in a meaningful way, not just a neat tag by your name, but with the original Xbox and Halo 2, like you had clans, you had like rival clans. Sometimes you'd have clan matches where it was just big team your clan versus another clan. It was really integrated, and like that's the only game I've ever seen that had clans and had them actually mean something.
Oh, one of the things they do in FIFA in their online mode is they have divisions. And so when you start off, you're in the bottom division, and if you win X amount of games, you get to move up to the next division. Win X amount of games, you get to move up. But then if you don't win enough games over a certain period of time, you get relegated down. And I think that would be really cool to implement in a clan kind of thing, where we all get together. We say, hey, we got these 5 games we really enjoy playing together, and it starts us off in the bottom. We're playing other people in that division, and then it moves us up as we play together and move along. That would be really cool.
That'd be neat. Yeah.
I thought of another idea while you were talking about that too. You were talking about meaningful clans. Oh, I also am really big into like spectating my friends, and having a spectating feature that doesn't, it can involve Twitch, but it's more of like a private lobby where, like when we had our Madden season going, I watched one of your games that was like, it was like a 31-30 game.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to come back in the last 2 minutes. And it would be so cool if we could be sitting there like a virtual space where it would be like we're in a living room, but in the bottom, it's all of our webcams and we're talking. And then over top of it, we're watching your
That would
game.
be really cool.
I think that would be awesome.
Like that theater mode with the movies, but it's just the game. That'd be kind of cool.
A lot of talk in here going on about a Yogs Cast thing, and I'm not really positive what it's about. Diz will be able to tell us all about it though later. Anyway, anything else you guys would like to see done to the online experience? If not, that's fine.
No.
I just think about like there's some of the use, and I can't really put a point. It's one of those you just know it when you see it kind of things. But the useless features that they have for the online, if they could just strip all that junk and just add some of the stuff we're talking about, make it happen, Phil Spencer.
Oh, it would be really cool. We have the game recording function on our. Well, we have it on Xbox and PlayStation 4. It's a little more well integrated on the Xbox. But if they could have like a weekly recap of your friends where it just kind of aggregates all of their different highlights, and you can go watch like a 10-minute video of all the coolest stuff that happened amongst your friends.
That would be neat.
That would be neat.
Make it happen, Phil Spencer.
We love you, Phil Spencer.
All right, next item on the list. Dead Island 2 is delayed till 2016. This was another one of those games, like all these games are getting delayed that I had zero idea were set to come out this year.
This is one of those we didn't care a thing about because of the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer really did turn me off to this. What about you?
Yeah, if it's going to be some funny game, like, I'm not interested.
But who knows? They touted the first one as a ultra serious game, and it didn't end up being that. And then,
Yeah, it did.
well, not as weighty as.
Oh, yeah,
as
not
the
as.
trailer.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I meant.
Gotcha.
And so maybe this won't lean as heavily on the over-the-top comedy Sunset Overdrive 2
Yeah.
that it appeared to be. Next item on the list. That's all we have to say about Dead Island
We're
2.
moving too quick.
We just don't care about Dead Island 2.
I mean, I care a little.
What are you laughing at? This is just over there snickering.
45-second topic.
Yeah, 45-second topics. That's what we're all about.
Here at the P3Ps.
Here we go.
The-
Overkill, developer of Payday, is partnering with 505 Games to publish The Walking Dead on consoles. And this is from an article from Gamatsu. And it looks like from the picture it's going to be based on the comics, I believe.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like comic, yeah.
Yeah, it's got the comic pages in the background of it. We've seen Walking Dead games before. Telltale's doesn't use the actual characters from the comics, but still, for the most part, it's got a couple. But still stays within that universe, does a really good job. Then you had The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Is that what it was called? It had Daryl on the cover of it with his, and he apparently just made a bunch of racist jokes. I didn't play it, but the reason I didn't play it is because I didn't hear a single person who did play it say that it was good.
Yeah.
What would you like to see out of a Walking Dead game? What would make a Walking Dead game good for you? We've all read at least part of the comics, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you like to see?
Permadeath. You're just trying to get your little group through.
Yes.
Like a very open story, just set in the universe. But that's not very Walking Dead-esque. That's just a game I want to see. Of you trying to survive the apocalypse, and when your people die, they're gone.
You know what you should get?
What?
Something we're gonna
State of
gonna
Decay.
do a review
Oh,
about
yeah.
today.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute.
I would love to see a create your player, like it's an RPG, and you create your person to be their survival, and you meet the group, and you have to try to get your way into the group, or if you don't get into their group, you have to find a rival faction and get into their group and try to take them.
That
Ooh.
would be really cool.
And like you have to pick a personality, so like you could be like a Rick type personality that tries to assume leadership role, or you could be like an Andrea that just sleeps with everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be. I love that idea. I'm sorry. I love that idea of. I'm used to seeing you guys, and I don't like being on this side because I can't see everybody.
I like being over here because I don't have to see your face.
That was very hurtful.
It's very
Ben is
hurtful.
getting ridiculed in the chat by Ben Hankins as a noob, who is my brother.
I know. Yeah. I know. What was I saying? Oh, the whole like class aspect would be so awesome. Like you're gonna be the screw up who just sleeps with everybody like Andrea was, or you're gonna be the person who has like, I don't know. It'd be cool if it had MMO aspects, like the ranger would be like Glenn, who's running around all the time finding stuff. Like you pick those kind of things. That would be. I just love RPGs.
Okay. What class would have like psychic abilities? Like if you're playing a game, what would be like magic? Like what would that class be considered?
Like
In any RPG.
So like a mage or a wizard.
Okay, yeah.
Siren.
Okay, so let's
You're a wizard, Harry.
Let's say you're a mage and you have the magical gift of sight. Not like seeing sight, but like future seeing sight. And that opens up a dialogue option of you being like, look, guys, I've read the comics. If we make that decision, I was trying to think of something that's not going to spoil it. We are going to lose the prison. All right. And so like that opens up that feature. But the thing about these games is you can run either too far away from the universe or so entirely close to it that little deviations get people all bent out of shape. So it's got to be something that kind of straddles that line easily and more effectively. So something where you don't necessarily take control of a character, but you get to create your character, I think would be a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Because you don't want to eat into the overall like how because they all have their own thing, and I think that's what's so hard about. That's why Survival Instinct was so terrible, because Daryl had a very distinct persona and a very distinct thing, and you try to box him into a character that everybody's gonna like to play as, and you can't do it. So character creation is that's always a plus on any game that I want to get. So I would love to see that happen. It'd be excellent. Very great. Very good. Very good.
so we'll see. Maybe they can deliver on it. Last topic for the news. This isn't in the show notes.
Oh my gosh!
I saw this a couple days ago. Steam is going to be getting its first adult-only rated game. It is a controversial shooter, Hatred. This is according to GameSpot. Will be released for PC via Steam this June, which developer Destructive Creations claims makes it the first game with the adult-only rating to appear on the digital distribution service. Speaking to Eurogamer, the developer said that the game's release date of June 1st was chosen so that it would, quote, not interfere with the launch of the biggest game coming out from its native Poland at the time, end quote. Let's see. Hatred was rated adult only in North America by the Entertainment Software Rating Board, meaning that it won't be coming to consoles without the developer making some changes. So apparently you can't have an adult only game release on consoles. I didn't know
I
that.
thought mature games were adult only.
No, mature is 17 and up.
Oh, okay.
All three major console manufacturers, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, have a policy that forbids the publishing of adult-only rated games on their platforms. There you go. The game was pulled from the Steam greenlight in December last year and then reinstated a day later following an intervention from Valve CEO Gabe Newell. However, adult-only rated games have never been available for sale on Steam before. All right. I got to watch a little bit of what this game is about, and I apologize for not putting it in the show notes. I just thought about it while we were in the middle of this. Essentially, it is sort of like this 2.5 dimension sort of top-down shooter thing where you play a sociopath who has a hatred for everybody. And
Hate leads to suffering.
yes.
There's no part of hate in the Force.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah.
Let's start. See, those are just going to blow right over.
They have been.
How many have you dropped?
I'm up near 10 at this point.
But anyway, so essentially, this is like Diz said. It's a genocide game where your hatred for everybody, basically in the monologue in the trailer, the guy talks about how he doesn't believe anyone deserves to live on this earth, and that he was placed on this earth in order to eradicate the earth of its greatest enemy, which is people.
Ooh.
So you go into these spaces, and it is just about slaughtering civilians.
So he thinks that people behave like animals, and so he slaughters them like animals?
Yes.
Behaving
Creepy.
like in himself an animal.
Just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this and the adult-only scene. And first of all, I think this is interesting because it is a moralistic line that you're drawing, because in GTA you have the ability to just go in and slaughter as many innocent people as you want and then try to evade the cops.
And I would argue that there are almost more people that play it that way than, than any other way.
Yeah. And I guess the redeeming quality in GTA is that, well, I don't know what the redeeming quality in GTA over this would be. Are more and more flies getting
Trapped the fly.
He's trapped
I'm your
by
hero.
the Force. I mean, there are other things you can do in GTA other than just kill random people. There's not many other things.
You can kill gang members.
You can do that. You can steal cars. You can rob convenience stores. You can build up your online house. I don't understand what place this has though. Like this GTA, you can do other things. I mean, they're not like crazy morally high things, but this is pretty much just, hey, this guy's a sociopath. He's gonna kill everybody.
Yeah, this one's like, I don't know. It is intentionally very dark, and really a game like that is just going down a road that I can't follow. Stop looking at me. Just let him fly.
Okay. Are you going to make an actual point, or are you just
That's
trying
my
to-
point. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
for real. I use a Star Wars quote, but like I don't know. I couldn't play that game. It would break my heart.
I felt like I needed to shower after just watching the trailer of it. And I guess the only other thing that we could compare this to in the video game world was the No Russian campaign in Modern Warfare 2. Was it Modern Warfare 2, Diz? I always get it mixed up. I think it was Modern Warfare 2, where you essentially were tasked to go in and slaughter a bunch of civilians in an airport. And you had the ability to choose to not have that be a part of your campaign. And the interesting thing about that campaign is you don't have to fire off a single shot. But it would be interesting to go back and look and see what percentage of people who played through it did. Because the thing about killing in video games is there's always a purpose, generally. Like, that's the enemy. They're trying to accomplish something that is bad. They're not, eating a bagel at a coffee shop and getting a bullet in the head.
And the thing that makes me think about this, and I feel like I would never be the person to say this, but you have people that make that argument that video games promote violence. This is the prime example of a video game that's the only thing it's doing. Its only intention is to promote genocide, which is an insane thing to be promoting in that kind of media. So I don't know how good I feel. It kind of makes me feel weird just even talking about this game.
Yeah. So we'll move on. Let me just make a little announcement. It is my fault that I am a dummy and forgot to update Protagonist Madness. It is updated now. Head on over to www.player3podcast.com. Vote on the finals, which is Samus versus Master Chief, and then we will have the results for you next week. Sorry.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry.
Lucas. You really dropped the ball on that one.
Sorry. Anyway, we're moving on. We've got reviews. Reviews for you. Larry.
I have to write timestamps. Hold on.
He's writing a timestamp, ladies and gentlemen. But he played a game this week.
I did, and it's not really a new game, but it's new to the Xbox One. Actually, I don't know when it came to the Xbox One, but I feel like it was recently. But I noticed that Happy Wars had made the transition, and Happy Wars, if you haven't played it, is just it's clearly a children's game, but I take great joy in it. So you get to make your little character and modify his face and stuff, and you get armor and weapons. You get to choose a class. You can be a mage that fights with magic, a warrior who's like up in your face, or you can be a cleric, which is what I play, which is more of a support role. You build stuff, you give your teammates buffers, whatever. And you play in 2 teams. Each team has a castle with a tower inside of it, and there are towers on the map between the 2 castles. If you manage to capture one of those towers, then you can spawn on it, and the goal is to make it grab and push further and further till you eventually take the tower down in your enemy's castle, and once that happens, the game is over. And you're doing that while you're also killing each other. So very chaotic, lots of fun. It's sort of like it reminds me of some old school party games. It's just a fun game. I haven't encountered anyone who's taking it seriously and getting mad about it, which is a big relief on Xbox Live. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I hope that you guys will partake of it at some point with me.
How much is it?
It's 8-on-8 teams. Free.
It's free? Sweet.
Yes.
That's the greatest price ever, unless they pay me to play it.
And there's an RPG element where you're leveling up, and you can level up your armor and stuff. But
sounds good to me.
Within each game, you start at 0 experience and limited skills, and you earn experience in each game. Oh. So the better you do in a game, the more you're able to do.
That sounds fun.
It's very cool. Awesome. Well, I got a chance to play State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition. And I had not played it on 360, and I was like, $30 for a game I've never played before. I'll pick that up. And it comes with State of Decay. It comes with the 2 DLC packs for it. And essentially, you come back from a camping trip and realize that your town has gone down the tube, and zombies are eating people. Oh. And the thing I love about this game is it's not so much focused on the zombies as much as it is about gaining influence and generating lasting community among people that will help you to survive. And so at the beginning of the game, you meet some individuals, and you find a radio. That radio leads you to an already existing community. You go in, you're having to do kind of the stereotypical thing of earning your keep and running missions, but your missions allow you to gain tangible influence within these communities. It raises the morale, which raises people's willingness to assist you with missions and to give you missions and to help you out. You go on supply runs. You have to earn access to supplies that are in the community. Like, you can't just go in and start taking all the food, taking all the guns and all that stuff. So the lower your influence, the less stuff you have access to within the community, which is really cool. There is permadeath within it, which nice. I think adds that element of scarcity and of finality that should be there in apocalypse games, where if I lose a member of my team, I lose them forever. And with them, we lose the knowledge of their skills, and we lose that influence in the community as well. So you essentially are managing relationships while also managing the energy of each one of your playable characters. So you'll go and you'll explore. You have encumbrance. You can only carry so much. You have vehicle storage if you're driving a car that can only carry so much. You're doing supply runs, and as you're doing these things, you lose energy. And so you'll have to come back. You'll have to ask somebody to relieve you of your duties and take over for you. That character will rest. You'll take over as your new character with their set of skills and so on and so forth. And you go and you do your missions as well.
What if you run out of energy in the field? Do you just die, or
you become extremely tired? You cannot. You can't attack. So you have to just kind of try to sneak away from people. You can't climb over fences or up hills or anything like that. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's is in terms of the concept, it is very, very interesting. Just in managing relationships and managing stamina and all of those sorts of things. From a technical standpoint, it does not run incredibly smooth. There are a lot of frame rate drops, very clunky animations. There have been times where I've been actually stuck in a pose and have to quit out of my game and restart, which creates a whole nother set of problems about not keeping things that I found and collected and all those sorts of things. But for $30, it's a solid game. And for me, it matches, it kind of gives you that feel of the apocalypse, of really having to make decisions based on, it's a choice-driven game. There are times where you'll have multiple missions opened up at the same time, and you have to decide which missions you're going to handle. And if you don't do them in the right order, you will no longer have access to a mission, and maybe a character will die, or you'll lose the opportunity to gain supplies or something like that. So, like I said, great concept, not incredibly technically polished. So, but I would recommend it. I've had a lot of fun with it.
I was going to mention, I knew you were going to do a review of it, so I didn't. But when we talked about what would you like to see out of a Walking Dead game, the way this game plays is something I would like to see implemented in that Walking Dead game. Just the idea of just the technical stuff of carrying things and having to manage your injury and your energy and having the ability to access certain things based on your people's how they like you and stuff. That would be really cool to me.
You mentioned earlier there was one thing that you'd like to see that would really push it to a better level.
Oh, yes. So you're in this community, and there's multiple players that can be playable. However, the game is lacking co-op. It is a completely single-player experience, and I think if there's any kind of game that lends itself to a co-op aspect, it would be this game. You can go and run supply runs with your buddies and collect materials and gain influence, and it would really kind of expedite that process. However, from a design standpoint, I understand why their minds didn't immediately go to co-op, because influence is such an important thing in gaining people's trust to get them to tag along on missions with you. And if you had it co-op, you wouldn't have to gain that influence. You'd just be able to say, hey, Larry, come on with me and run this mission, and it would cut out the effort. A way that it would be cool is if I have to do things for you in order to gain influence before you can accept coming on a mission with me.
Or if you are limited to a pool of characters that you've already influenced enough.
Yeah, that would work as well.
Or if your community fuses with my community fuses with your community, and we have to band together to do some kind of crazy awesomeness.
Oh, or I could just raid your community and steal all of your stuff.
So
Yes.
it's treason then.
That would be even a cooler thing, though. Like, we're against, not so much co-op, but we're against each other in our communities. Like, we have to fend off attacks from your people, and my people have to.
There was a Walking Dead social game on Facebook. It's probably still running. It worked like that. No co-op, but you could raid each other's camps. It's a lot of fun.
It's kind of cool.
Well, and with the
ruin people's
permadeath
lives.
aspect, it would really require you to make calculated choices in whether or not you're going to try to take over. And that would be really cool. They have mentioned that they have looked into adding co-op and may patch it in at some point.
That would be
If they
great.
do that, they'll get my money. But right now, I don't know. I'm not the kind of guy that enjoys playing a game by himself.
I think they're getting my money already. I'm probably going to get it.
Yeah, he was watching me play today. He was like, I love this. And I knew he would. It's a classic Ben-style game. All right, moving on to everybody's favorite segment, the random question of the week.
Random question of the week for the month for this week.
It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
It makes all the sense in the world.
The ability
In the
to
earth,
speak
in the
does not
world.
make one intelligent.
I couldn't find a random question. I don't know if you
No, I got
came up
one.
with one. Okay, cool.
I got one. What are your biggest gaming pet peeves? Whether it's something that other people do as you are gaming, whether it's something online that other people will do to you, whether it's gaming related in terms of letting people borrow games or do that sort of stuff. What are your biggest gaming pet peeves? And if you're in the chat, feel free to answer this question as well. What really just drives you crazy?
The sexism on Xbox Live. I hate it. I hate having to
It's
get
not
on
just Xbox Live.
well on the internet in general.
There you go.
I hate getting on a game with my wife, or if one of my sisters would play a game, and just having to deal with some. I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Some pale virgin who's never left his basement. Neckbeard. His mom's holding the bowl for him to poop into while he criticizes my wife for existing.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
But without the sexism, we would not have the greatest Josh Lilly story of all time.
That's true.
Would we like to share?
All
Let's
right,
share.
okay. So one a bunch of guys on my hall were playing Halo 3. And we got paired up against this group. And one guy had his girlfriend on the mic instead of himself, because I don't know why. And so we all just start hurling insults at each other. Not sexism. I don't know why you think sexism went into this. Unless Josh and Jimmy.
It was a girl. I was being sexist.
Oh, okay.
And Josh is pretty sexist.
So at one point, one of the guys on the other team, we stay in the lobby with these people because you used to be able to do that. They need to bring that back.
Yeah, seriously.
You want to just keep playing somebody. So we played this team several times. And at one point, one of the guys on their team was like, "Hey, you guys want her number?" And gave some fake number. We all laugh. Well, Halo messed up, as Halo was prone to do in those days, and accidentally dropped him on our team next round and put one of our guys on their team. And he goes, "Hey, you guys really want her number?" And there was this guy we went to school with who was just very awkward with the ladies. And so David Hudson, Davo, he goes, "Somebody go get Josh right now." "Yes, we'll take that number." And we give it to Josh. He dials the number. We get back in the lobby as he's dialing it, and the guy's like, "Hey, I gave him your number." She's like, No, you didn't." And all of a sudden we hear, "Hello?" And Josh goes, "Yo, girl, where you live at?" She's quite creeped out.
Yeah, so, I mean, it really wasn't sexist, but it was kind of sexist. It was a little sexist on some players' parts.
Yes.
So, all right. So, sexism in gaming, which is something that drives me nuts too, because I mean, if so much is and it's not just in online gaming, like on Twitch. If there is a girl that appears, like if my wife was to walk in here, first of all, our viewers would go up to 150 in a matter of seconds.
Gamer guys, you are just creepy as crap.
All they would say is boobs.
Yeah.
Bibs.
Milky just
Mike?
just said mine. I think my biggest pet peeve.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Having my sexuality questioned by preteens
While playing COD.
well, I mean, just in general. Period. On this podcast, even. Like,
we don't question it.
I am very married.
To a man.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna say
I have. I just by having my sexuality questioned by someone who probably has not had sex is I get better one. I think. I don't know. It irritates me. Irritation. Yeah. Thank you, Milky.
Don't read that.
I want to read it.
Don't.
But you were very true. That is the truth. That is the truth. It is the truth.
Anyway, I have several gaming pet peeves. First of all, and this is another college story. It happened with somebody in that story. I allowed Davo one time to borrow a game of mine.
Yeah.
And I did not see it back for weeks. And when I finally went back to retrieve said game, he said, "Wait a minute, here it is." Hands me the case. I open it up. The game is not in it. I said, "Hey, man, game's not in this case." He said, "Oh, yeah, hold on 1 second." Lifts up his mattress. It is between his mattress and the springs on the bed. Luckily, the game still worked. But I was incredibly upset.
What game was this?
I don't remember what game it was. I think it was, I don't know. I don't even want to venture to guess.
Can I tell another weird story?
Yeah, man. Conversational podcast.
So my first roommate was a guy named Will Smith. Not the Will Smith.
The first one in and last one out the club.
Getting jiggy with it.
This Will Smith was quite Irish. But Will Smith had pre-ordered Halo.
Much like the celebrity Will Smith.
Yes. So this Will Smith had pre-ordered Halo 3, and something got screwed up, and he got Halo 3 early. And so we beat Halo 3 before Halo 3 was supposed to come out. Well, it went throughout the campus that Will Smith had a copy of Halo 3. And so the next day after class, I get to my room, and it's my nap time. I was like an old man in college. I always had nap time after class. And I climb up on the bed, and this dude knocks on the door, and I say, come in. He comes in, and it was my first interaction with a fellow who was quite unpleasant many times with me in gaming. But he's like, hey, I'm one of Will's friends. He told me he had the game, and he said I could stop by and play it. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, if he said you could, that's cool. Go ahead. I'm going to take a nap, but you just do your thing. Try to keep it down, please. So he sits there. He starts playing through Halo 3. Well, Will comes in. And I kind of wake up when Will opens the door, and he doesn't say a word to this guy, and he climbs up in his bed, and he catches my attention, and he's like, he mouths, who is that? And I was like, I don't know. He said he was your friend. This dude lied, just hanging out in our room, some guys he doesn't know to play Halo 3.
Let's be totally honest. If you didn't know who Will Smith was, but you heard he had an early copy of Halo 3, you'd have done the same thing.
I wouldn't have, pretended I knew him, though, and hung out while his roommate was sleeping.
Yeah, you'd have just
stolen it.
Oh, okay. yeah.
It's like the viewer incident.
Another one of my gaming pet peeves is backseat gaming. When and this especially is in Madden, when I'm playing Madden and someone's like, "Oh my gosh, dude, triangle's wide open." I'm like, "Hey, I have the controller. You don't have the controller." Or you should have shot that guy. I'm like, "Yes, that is the purpose of the game." I know I was supposed to shoot that guy. So that's a big pet peeve of mine.
Or when your buddy just points out everything that's you're missing as you go by things.
Yeah. Unless I've specifically asked for it. Like when we played Bloodborne, I enjoyed you guys being there and kind of helping me through it.
Okay.
And I don't mind that so much. But if it's especially like a game like Madden that I feel like I'm pretty good at, people telling me what I should have done. Like,
right.
I got this.
I have a pet peeve in Halo that just infuriates me. First off, I don't care about stealing kills. That's stupid. Like, we're on a team. We just need to kill people. But what I do care about is when I'm assassinating someone, you come into the room, it's clear that I'm assassinating someone, and you just walk up and kill them anyway. That's jacked up.
Or if you run over both you and him with a ghost.
Yeah. The first time I ever played a game with Seth, I really hated him because I was assassinating some guy. And he drove a ghost up into a tunnel that you shouldn't even be able to fit a ghost in and just ran us both over to steal my assassination.
Was the fact that he got the ghost in there, did that make you at least a little proud? Because you are the guy who one time got that warthog stuck in that door that doesn't exist.
Yeah. In the Silent Cartographer on Halo 1, I always try to ram a warthog into the downstairs area. And... phrasing. My bad.
Oh, man.
Haven't we all, Larry?
So one time I did that with Luke, and I didn't quite make it, and the door slammed on the warthog, and we just got stuck. But if you can get a warthog in there, you can take a big shortcut through the map and just drive off a ledge to the downstairs further area. Deeper into the downstairs.
No. Moving on. Any other gaming pet peeves you have there?
I don't know. I'm pretty easygoing
You're a
guy.
laid-back dude.
So, I mean, there's nothing really that bothers me that much.
I'm a bit of a hothead. I'll own that.
Yeah. Let's see. We had Milky513 also said that when you're winning a game and the person pulls the plug or drops out at the last second, or when somebody takes it clear advantage of a glitch in a game, which I mean that's gonna make anybody mad.
Halo 3 was the worst for that. Like there were levels where you could get behind the walls and stuff. Especially in doubles, people would get ahead and then go to one of these secret hiding spots and let you spend 10 minutes. All of the words I wanted to say weren't appropriate for this podcast, so I won't go any further.
I was about to begin a personal conversation with you, forgetting that we were podcasting.
Personal conversation podcast.
All right.
Hey, play P3P.
P3P. Yep. All right. Well, that was the random question of the week, of the month of the week.
Random question of the week, of the month, of the week.
Scruffy looking nerf herder.
We're going to get out of here.
Star Wars.
That's going to do it for our audio section. But stick around for the Player 3 Podcast After Party Lounge. We don't have Seth's sultry voice to introduce us here in a few minutes.
So we'll have Ben's sultry voice.
But before we get there, let's go around the circle and give out our social security numbers.
Mine is 33857. They can't find it with just those numbers. They can because the last four are printed everywhere. So just go find the last one.
That's very true. Oh my god.
It's not the right first 7.
And Ben's got to go change his identity now. So in the after party lounge, we're gonna pick a new name for you.
Yeah, okay, cool. My name is Ben. You can find me on Xbox Live at WhoBombTrady, 3 words. You can find me on PSN, WhoBombTrady, 1 word. You can find me on Twitch, WhoBombTrady, 1 word. If I'm streaming, I've kind of let Twitch kind of die lately, so I'm gonna try to get back into it, you guys. May the 4th be with you.
I am on Twitter and Twitch at Lair Hunts Zombies. LARHUNTS Zombies. That's it, right?
That's all you do. And Google Plus at Larry Hunt. I am Luke Croft. Follow me on Twitter at TK from Antioch, on PSN at Lodger Blackman, and on Xbox Live at Download a Hoagie. You can find us, Player 3 Podcast, everywhere online. iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube.com/Player3Podcast, Twitch.com/Player 3 Podcast. That's it. That's all. We are the Player 3 Podcast.
Player 3 Podcast!
The Force will be with you always.
Yeah, may the 4th be with you. P3P.
4th with you.
I love how all of his names are the same across the board. His are too, but then you got like 3 usernames.
All right, man.
Welcome to...
Hello and welcome to the Play 3 Podcast After Party Lounge. I'm your host, Seth Morton.
Where butt is a currency.
We have made new butt currency for
What was
our
it called?
viewers.
Butt bucks.
Butt bucks. We are going to have butt bucks available in the near future.
Yeah, I got to look into it.
We're going to find out a way to make it happen, and then we're going to have, like, you can donate butt bucks to us, or you can...
you earn butt.
Yeah, it's for special
bucks.
things. You get a
That's
medal.
dangerous.
Can we give people medals?
You can donate them to us.
Can we give people a medal beside their name if they have enough butt bucks? They can buy a medal.
Oh, yeah, we could maybe set that up. I don't know. I
Cool.
don't know how Twitch works. I've never used a computer
Butt bucks
before.
coming to a store near you in the near future.
Coming to a Kmart near you.
All right, who wants to see Larry have a lightsaber battle?
All right, first of all, it's May the 4th, all right? May the 4th be with you.
Right.
Larry, what are some of your favorite Star Wars memories?
In real life or in the movies?
In real life, because I don't want to hear anything about the movies.
That's right. That makes sense.
Larry's answer.
Well,
just giving some back.
one of my earliest memories is watching episode 5 with my dad and mom before they broke up. So that was cool. That's a cool memory.
And then they got divorced.
And then they got divorced.
Is that the reason?
No.
They disagree about the ending, whether it was good or bad.
No.
We just can't make
My mom took me to see The Phantom Menace in the 4th grade, even though she was pregnant with my, I can't say youngest sister, one of my younger sisters. But,
and ended up having the baby in the theater.
when I was in the 11th grade, when episode 3 was coming out, I had a lightsaber on me all the time, and so did some other people. And our cross country team would like have lightsaber fights at matches and stuff. It was fun. Oh, and our Spanish teacher looked exactly like Natalie Portman. The regular Spanish teacher, Miss Perez, was out for the first half of that semester, and so Miss Amarillo came in.
That's really funny. Our Spanish teacher looked like Jar Jar.
So that was neat. Oh, and our track team was friends with another track team, and so we all wound up seeing episode 3 at the same place at the same time, and that was a lot of fun. And never mind, that's a spoiler. I can't tell that story without a spoiler. My bad.
It's okay.
It was a cool trip. It was fun.
Ben.
My coolest Star Wars story was when I became a Sith.
Right.
I killed my Jedi Master, and yeah.
That's a good way to become a Sith.
He was a Sith too. He was a double agent.
And what?
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 I don't know. I don't really have a. I mean, they used to have Star Wars marathons on like the old trilogy. They used to have them on back when I was younger, and we'd watch it with my dad, and it was just cool. Like Saturday, because he had seen them in theaters, and we just watched them together in the living room. It was really awesome.
In college, Diz and I were actually in a very long-running Star Wars Dungeons and Dragons campaign. That was one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life.
We should do it again.
It's great.
My favorite Star Wars memory is this one, where we had all the lightsabers on the podcast.
Yeah.
This is my only Star Wars memory.
Very cool.
And the time that I borrowed the DVDs from Ben.
Blu-rays, not DVDs.
Laser discs.
Blu-rays.
Betamax.
Yes.
VHS.
Cassettes.
One of those little sing it
tracks.
players with the 45 seconds of one song.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any more Star Wars memories. That's the only one. If you could have any color lightsaber, what color lightsaber would you choose?
Clear, so that they think that it's empty, and then I slice them with it.
Purple, duh.
I think mine would be blue. What don't they have a significance? Don't the colors have a significance?
Sort of.
Aren't
I
green
think
like
that's,
force?
I think that's kind of faded as time's gone on. Just it's become more of an aesthetic.
The color
thing.
or the meaning?
Well, let's set meanings to them really quick. Green is force people, right? That's what I've always heard. Blue is more adept at using a lightsaber, right?
I always thought I don't know. In the earlier one, I don't know.
In the earlier one, they were only legally allowed to show 3 colors on the screen at a time. The more you know.
Is that true?
If
Made that up?
if you could have one trait that attributed to how good of a Jedi you were, or Sith Lord, whatever you wanted to be, what would you be adept in? Like, would you be adept in force using? Would you be adept in lightsaber dueling? Would you be adept in like mind powers?
I would be
My
adept
powers
in
are
knowing at
force
least
powers.
one racist way to refer to all intergalactic races. I'm a Sith Lord, right?
You can be, or Jedi.
No, I'm a Sith Lord.
I
I'm
gave you
a
the
villain.
options.
No, I'm a villain, and
Sith
I
is more
know
powerful. So
I know how to
What?
cut you down.
So they're not
the
more
dark
powerful.
side is a really powerful side, and the dark side's the good guys anyway. So
That is not accurate at all.
oh, you have to suppress emotions as a Jedi. Okay, you can't have love. Love is not a Jedi emotion.
Well, it depends on what era we're in.
I know. I'm just kidding. Jedis are the good guys, but there is an argument that the dark side is the good, and Jedis are actually the dark side.
Well, all people, everybody thinks they're the hero of the story, but they're not. I am.
I tried to be good with questions, but you guys are just answering too quickly.
No, I mean I already said it. I feel like that was a good answer.
You want to be really good at making people have bad things.
I want to incite intergalactic race riots.
All right, so from the games, the Star Wars games, you know how there's different types of force abilities that you could do that are like there's a force choke, there's
Right.
force lightning,
Right.
there's force pushes,
Impulse.
force telekinesis
And
where you can
jumps
grab
and
things and throw
speed.
it. What would be like if you had to pick one thing you could do? And I already know what Larry's is.
Force urination.
Okay.
Where my enemy in the field is standing there, and then oh crap, I've got to go back to the barracks because I have urine all over my blouse.
Blouse? You're wearing a blouse?
That would be my force blouse, where it turns any shirt into a blouse.
I would definitely go with choke.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to choke somebody.
And then just throw them off a cliff.
Yep.
I think mine would be I don't know, the telekinesis maybe, because I'm really lazy, so I just would be like, kind of me. I guess you could do that with a choke, like you could choke a drink out of your fridge,
If
like force choke it.
if you could train under one Jedi Master, who would it be?
Qui-Gon.
Dude, me too.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Cool.
the man.
And he trained
He's
Obi,
the man,
so
he's the man.
I mean,
He's the man.
you won't do these.
Oh, if I had to train under one Jedi Master, it would be, is Jar Jar Jedi?
No, far from it.
You
You can train under Vader. He's not a Jedi Master.
I
But
don't
he's a
want to
Sith
train.
Lord.
I don't want to train under somebody that I could immediately kill.
You're a Sith.
What?
Don't you want to train under a Sith?
Huh?
Don't you want to train under a Sith?
No. I
You
don't want
could
to be under anyone.
You could train under Darth Maul.
I want to spawn immediately as the most powerful character in Star Wars.
Darth Maul, the guy with the double blades, and that's one you've seen, right? The first.
Yeah, episode 1 where he gets cut in half. Whoosh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And sent down that toilet tube to his death. I don't know. He probably didn't die.
Is the person
Space.
Is it a secret who trains him in the first one? Does people know who trains him in the first one? That way I don't spoil it for Luke.
No. Sort of. That's a fuzzy question. Don't answer it.
Not
Shh, stop. Just stop talking.
his direct superior, not his superior.
Now I'm lost.
Okay, never mind. I'll talk to you about it later.
Yeah, again, if my superior has a superior who has a superior, I'm way too far down the totem pole.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I want to train under the Enterprise.
Plus, you learn so many good things from Liam. Like I feel like he's wise beyond Jedi years.
He is. He's known for his wisdom and also for his rebellious streak. That's
And
what I
also
like
for his
about him.
children getting taken. So
That's why his lightsaber shines a Confederate flag when he pulls it out. He's like, the rebellion will rise again. The South will rise.
Qui-Gon's was green too, right? Wasn't his lightsaber green?
Yes.
I just told you what his was.
Who were the other Jedi Masters?
You got Mace Windu and Obi-Wan eventually and Yoda.
Boom, baby.
You got
Yoda,
that
he's a
guy-
midget. How can he fight?
You got that guy
Who's
with
the
the
I mean, a
big
little
head guy?
person.
You got that guy with the mask on his face.
The big head guy,
You got the guy with the chick with the tentacles on her head.
the Twi'lek.
You got the chick that has got like green face and like dark little splotches on her face.
That's
You
a
got-
dude.
No, no, that's a chick.
I'm pretty sure you're talking about
She has
Kit
a
Fisto.
headdress. No, she has a head. No, I'm not talking about Fisto. She's got a headdress kind of thing. She's
Her
got
face
a
isn't
headdress
green,
kind of
is
thing.
it?
She was in Clone Wars.
Is Captain Picard Jedi master race?
You can find the answer if you stick a fork in that outlet right there.
I'll try it. I don't have a fork in here. Ben, go get me a fork.
I don't have one.
Can you imagine how many
Force.
views that would get?
Guy kills himself with sticking
You
a
wouldn't
fork
kill
in it.
yourself.
It would shock
There's
you
no
pretty
amount of
bad.
electricity that can kill a person.
Yeah, that's her.
Plo Koon is a dude, isn't it?
No, it's not Plo Koon then.
That's her. Classic Ben. That is a chick, right?
Maybe it is Shakti.
Maybe not.
She looks like a Twilight.
Show me.
Funky looking Twilight,
Show me.
Actually, with the red face.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
Yeah, she has a headdress, but she's
do you
definitely
spell her
not
name?
green. It looks like she has a white mask on.
How do you spell it?
It's SHAQ space ONEAL.
Is he spelling this?
It's Shaq O'Neal.
How do you spell her name? How do you spell her name?
I think it's SHAKI, right?
Shakti SHAAK space T.
Shock T Star Wars.
Yeah.
SHOCKTEA. Shock T.
Duh, they got it too.
Why have they not done any marketing with that?
No, it's not Shakti. It's not Shakti.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be here forever.
I got you. Hold on. Characters.
I would want to train under.
Because that's Ahsoka. Ahsoka is looks like Shakti. It's not Shakti.
I want to train under the Beast. He's all big and blue.
Yeah, he is.
If you could,
It's this chick right here.
What's her name?
I feel like that she isn't green. The green of her lightsaber is just glowing off of her skin. I have a question out of the subject.
Actually, I
What
don't know who that
4th
is.
May mean? 4th May be with me. What does the mean? Sorry, I'm just too dumb. You want to explain, Larry? Why May the 4th is?
May the 4th is a pun.
This chick right here.
Given your name, I assume you're not a native English speaker, but it sounds like Force. So Force is the thing in Star Wars that gives the Jedi their power. And so they say, may the Force be with you. And today's May the 4th, so may the 4th be with you. It's a pun.
What's up, Envix? Oh, I didn't call out
What's
our
her name?
followers.
I don't know.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what her name is.
Jedi Master Clones or
No.
female Jedi Clone Wars.
I can't remember what her name is.
This is Master Clone Wars.
Here are stars.
Read out
Wait,
the followers.
Samuel L. Jackson's in this movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
dude.
Mace Windu.
Is
Mace
he in
Windu.
all 6 of them?
No. He has a purple bladed lightsaber because he only agreed to be in Star Wars if he got to design his own lightsaber, and so his hilt is also gold plated.
That's awesome.
It's inscribed on it, Dad, Mother.
Really? That's awesome. Does he find any snakes on any of the spaceships?
Yes,
He does a lot of awesome stuff, though. He's
real
super
cool.
awesome.
His fighting style is like borderline dark side because he actually uses anger in it.
That's good. That's good. I use anger as well. Getting back to the topic before we started the show.
Who is the green guy with all the tentacles? What's his name?
That is an octopus.
That's Kit. Is that Kit
That's
Fisto?
Kit Fisto? Okay.
That is a smooth lightsaber.
Let me see it. Show it to me. Man, look at it.
Is that his lightsaber?
Now, does that is that an actual functioning lightsaber?
Yes.
Will that actually slice me?
He demanded to have the only functioning lightsaber. So when you see him kill somebody, it's real.
In the world.
Actually killed them.
In the world.
But it wasn't hard to find extras because who doesn't want to be killed by Samuel L. Jackson? I know I do.
I'm there.
So is Pulp Fiction a part of
It's now part of
the Star Wars universe?
Yes, it is.
Is it really? Wow. That's kind of crazy.
Oh man.
Gosh, what's her name? What's the chick that was in Uma Thurman? She's a Star Wars character now. Wow. She always looked kind of alien. She had really big eyes. Her
That's
eyes
racist.
were big.
That's racist. We don't call them aliens.
What?
It's all illegals.
Oh, hey, Diz, your picture's on the screen there.
Oh.
They're called.
Copyright violation. We're getting pulled from Twitch.
Oh gosh, wouldn't be the first
Way to
time.
go, Dizzy.
Ben showed his nipple that one. I do respect Twitch for having a no nipple across all genders policy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's odd censorship, but at least it's even keeled censorship. There's not this double standard.
Whoa.
All nipples are unacceptable.
You're looking up a force glove. That's cool.
Star Wars Science Force Glove.
This is the least we've ever interacted with the viewers on the after show.
Yeah, it's all right.
Hey, viewers, what's up?
Discover the power of the Force.
Look at this little
All right,
child.
I regret reading the chat. I'm sad. I'm fine with not interacting with our viewers.
Because it's all about butt bucks and wondering what May the 4th is.
Yep.
What are we feeling for dinner, guys? I'm very hungry.
I don't know. I'm down.
Pigs are us.
Pigs are us.
Yeah.
You know what I really want to find? A Star Wars, a lightsaber now that I can buy at Walmart.
Katie and I are going to Meat Ranch before we watch Return of the Jedi.
Hey, that's the one I watched today.
Oh, you
Episode
guys are
6.
actually watching a Star Wars movie tonight?
Well, she's been working through the original trilogy, so she figured to watch the third one to be on today.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That look real?
That was pretty good. Let me watch that.
No, I look dead. Hold on, here we go. We're gonna watch and see if I look dead. I just went real dark side. I just committed suicide with a lightsaber.
You'd never do that.
Oh, that looked pretty legit. That was nice.
You didn't see me pull it out.
Yeah, that's
Well,
pretty
the
good.
angle though, it's going like down into your body.
Yeah, and I'm fat, so. got a
Fat
long way to
so.
go. All right,
Funny joke. It's a funny name.
we ready to get out of here, boys? Get
Sure.
some grub.
I'm ready.
Well, that's the after show. We're gonna give you Seth's actual number since he isn't here. It's
276.
635.